Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hobart begins now.
Good evening. New health data has revealed nearly 100 Tasmanians waited so long for elective surgery that were forced into emergency procedures. The Premier's defended the health system's funding as he celebrates promising jobs figures.
A toast to Tassie tourism. The Premier celebrating data showing nearly 6% of our jobs are in the industry.
Tourism and all the jobs it creates and the wonderful Tasmanian brand is becoming more and more important.
However, it's still nearly 9% down on pre-COVID levels. One solution bubbling away, a plan to cut red tape for operators.
We're looking for innovation and growth in these types of authentic Tasmanian experiences. We know that our visitors want to come down to Tassie to meet the makers, to sample the produce.
Meanwhile, the health dashboards revealed the elective surgery waitlist is at a 12-month high.
Around 100 of those people have waited so long for elective surgery that they end up needing emergency surgery. That's a sign of a health system in complete crisis.
Yes, we need to continue bringing down those waiting lists, and we have record investment to support that.
The data also shows less than half of all ED presentations are seen within 4 hours. Labor questioning whether the health system has any fat to trim when the government's efficiency dividend arrives.
The government has announced $300 million worth of budget cuts. They need to come clean with the Tasmanian people and tell us how much of that $300 million is going to be ripped out of the health system.
A government spokesperson said frontline services won't be impacted by the efficiency dividend, which asks departments to cut 60 cents from every $100 they're spending. They also pointed to Labor's own election promise to find $2 billion worth of savings. All eyes on September's budget. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's emergency services are on high alert tonight with wild weather set to lash large parts of the state. Damaging winds are expected to develop in the northeast this evening, with a severe alert issued for multiple districts. The east coast is also in for up to a 60mm dumping tomorrow. The SES is urging motorists to drive to the conditions and be aware of any debris on the roads. Kaya Wicks will have more details in weather later on. A man's been taken to hospital and treated for burns after a fire broke out in a Hobart unit. Emergency services were called to Goulburn Street before 11 a.m. this morning to find it well alight. Residents were evacuated and the road was closed as crews battled to contain the fire. The cause of the incident is still under investigation. A crowd gathered at Hobart Cenotaph to commemorate the anniversary of an historic battle in World War II on a small Greek island. The ceremony, a vibrant display of camaraderie, reflecting on those who lost their lives in the war.
As the bugle plays, a chance to recognise the 83rd anniversary of the Battle of Crete. A time to reflect for all generations.
It's hard to, understand what it must have been like back then.
On May the 20th, 1941, Germany launched the first predominantly airborne attack in military history, forcing those on the Greek island of Crete to defend their homeland alongside Australian and New Zealand troops.
That's where our interaction started, and one of the reasons that a lot of Greeks come to Australia.
For Christine, today's ceremony, a personal one, a chance to remember her father who fought in the battle.
A great opportunity to remember them and remember they're part of a remarkable generation in Australia.
Marking this occasion most years, Christine remembers stories her father told her from when she was little.
I'm the youngest of 4 children and we got very used to hearing some really interesting stuff.
For many, today's ceremony was an opportunity to come together, to swap stories and remember legacies forged on the battlefield.
It's great when we, see people that are still feel that way, so it's important. It's history.
Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
More than 2,000 athletes have taken to the streets for this year's Launceston Running Festival. Icy conditions couldn't stop the star-studded lineup from turning up the heat, delivering plenty of heart-stopping action to round out the competition.
A sold-out field ready and racing into its 17th year. A record number of athletes pounding the pavement, hailing from all over to tackle the internationally renowned course.
This is our weekend to be on the map, and we've got 300 people travel from interstate or overseas for the event.
Hundreds more lining the streets, cheering on some of the country's best distance runners and others participating just for fun.
They're not worried about their time, they just want to go out there and be involved in an event. They've been training up for it just as much as everyone else.
In a heart-stopping sprint, the men's Launceston 10 going down to a photo finish, Adelaide's Isaac Hain clinching the win by just 1 millimetre.
Just got him in the end, so I don't know where that finish came from, but I'm just happy to be racing. I've been injured so much over the last 18 months.
The women's title taken by a familiar face, three-time Olympian Genevieve Gregson battling the wind to hit the tape first, snagging her second Lonnie 10.
It was just so brutally windy on that way home, and I slowed quite a bit. Happy with the win. I feel really strong, I'm healthy, and I've got a big block ahead of me.
No time to rest. The next win in mind, Paris Gold. Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
Tas Racing has asked 4 industry participants, including Tasmania's leading trainer Ben Yole, to show cause why they should not be dealt warning off notices until the 30th of June. If fresh notices are issued, it means the participants cannot enter racing premises. All 4 participants are currently facing bans, which expire tomorrow. Starting with the NPL, and it was a tight clash with 5th place Launceston City hosting the in-form Glenorchy Knights. The Knights had one up on the home side until City's Thierry Swaby performed this impressive steal to level the score.
Swaby chasing this one back. Oh, and he's dispossessed the keeper. This could be a goal. And it is! There's the equaliser!
And in the Women's League, despite having fallen to a pair of heavy defeats in the past fortnight, South Hobart have kept their title dreams alive with a 5-0 win over Taroona. To women's state rep footy, and it was the NWFL that was victorious today against the NTFA. Despite a dominant first quarter by the Northwest, the NTFA team fought back to be equal early in the second quarter. Both sides trading blows in the third term, the Northern team leading with minutes to spare in the fourth quarter. But it was the NWFL that sealed the win.
Robinson, and she rises to the occasion here. She takes the mark, she goes back, and she seizes the moment for the Northwest.
The final score, a slim 40-38 victory.
Good evening. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. Hobart and Burnie 13. Now, many kept busy this morning chipping ice off the windscreen, with Launceston and Burnie managing a top of 12 degrees after an overnight low of -1. The state's top 14 recorded on the islands: Smithton, St Helens and Bushy Park 13. Grove and Strawn both 12, 11 for Friendly Beaches and Maria Island. Lyowini shivered through -6 overnight and reached just a high of 2 degrees today. Low cloud is seen here about the south and east of Tasmania. A low lies to the northeast, extending high cloud over the east of the island. Tomorrow, a narrow ridge of high pressure will move to the west of the state. Southeast to southwesterly winds 20 to 30 knots about the north and east, reaching up to 35 knots about the northeast, with southwesterly swells building to 4.5 metres. A severe weather warning has been issued for damaging winds for the Furneaux Islands, the northeast, central north and parts of the east coast and Midlands. There is also a gale warning for coastal waters between east of Flinders Island to Wineglass Bay, and a strong wind warning for the central north and also from Wineglass Bay to southeast Cape. Rain on the way toward the south tomorrow. For your Monday, Hobart 14, 15 for Dover, 13 the top for Ooze. Becoming windy in Launceston 16, a shower or 2 for Devonport 17, a high chance of showers for Scottsdale 16 is the maximum there. A bit of cloud for Burnie 16, a couple of showers in Strawn 13, Stanley cloudy and 15. You'll need your brolly in St Helens and Swansea tomorrow, 15. Showers also for Ross, 13. Tuesday, showers about most districts, although less likely in the north. Wednesday, showers about the west, south and Bass Strait Islands. Thursday, light showers about the south, extending along the east coast. Becoming cloudy in Adelaide, 16. A shower or two for Perth, 20. Fine and sunny in Sydney, 19. Grey skies for Canberra. They're chasing 13 degrees. Right now, it's mostly cloudy across the state. Hobart 7 degrees, also 7 in Launceston and 8 in Devonport. Winter has well and truly arrived with some extremely cold conditions overnight, Louise.
It certainly has. It certainly feels it. Thank you for that, Kaya. That's all your news for this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Please be careful on the roads. Good night.